Hey guys, this is Kieran from MSK Physio. Today's exercise is part of our cluster looking at the research around some new normative values around peak strength in the lower back or endurance in healthy individuals. Healthy just being that they currently don't have back pain and don't have a history of sort of certain types of symptoms with back pain. And if you're interested in that, you can go look at the research a little bit deeper. But basically we're saying that from 18 ages plus, then these sorts of tests are going to be relevant for you as a way to benchmark your lower back strength. So this is a nice one for doing that, especially at the entry level. And if that sounds like that's useful for you, then give it a go. So as we've discussed in our other videos, there is the component of endurance and then there's the component of peak strength. And what these tell us is that the muscles are capable of different things. And it's best to have the capability of both of those so that you can go about and do the things you want to do. Now that's going to change a little bit as you get older and older up towards, elderly age. And that's just because the concentrations of our muscle fiber characteristics change to be a little bit more around the slow twitch, endurance type stuff. And it's actually that we lose a little bit of the fast twitch fibers or high threshold motor units. And so we can train that and retain some of it and limit the loss of it. Or if you've had a back injury, you'll want to retrain that back, just like you would any muscle. If I had like an ACL or just a joint injury, I'm going to see this quad muscle, this big bulky thigh muscle atrophy or get smaller and waste away. And that's normal. I'd expect that after a surgery or an injury. And I need to build it back up. I need to build up how long it can last, and I need to build up its ability to be explosive if I want to jump or be dynamic and cut in sports. So it's the same thing in these lower back muscles, slightly different bias based on what they do, but we know that from looking at the research that these muscles are going to be involved in people who have ongoing lower back pain or people who might be predisposed to lower back pain. There might be there's a relationship there. We can't say there's a cause and effect, but there's a relationship. Now this particular one is nice because it just requires the ground, and typically how you would test it is with a muscle tester that spits out some numbers and tells you how much force you're creating. Now we don't have that, but you can do something similar by holding a weight plate in front of your chest or something like one of these. The weight plate's nice just because it's small and thin and there might not be a lot of space between your chest and the ground. But this isn't so much the endurance sort of exercise. That's going to be more for our Barry and Sorensen exercise, which we have another video for, and you can watch us doing that over on the other side of the gym here. For this one though, I'm going to grab, let's grab the 10 kilo. And I'm going to come down onto my tummy and lay like this. And the idea is that I can lift the weight up this way, okay? So if I bring this weight in like this, I'm gonna hold it there, and then I'm gonna try and lift it up and come back down. Lift it up, back down. Nice. So it's a really simple way to just get a test on actually how much force can I create? Can I move that weight? Now I could do reps of that, so you could end up figuring out like a percentage of what your maximum ability is, which is what that force or muscle tester would tell you. It would spit out your maximum force. But just being able to do with reps is a nice idea. The difference between that and like the endurance test or endurance exercises, I'm just gonna be holding body weight and just going for as long as I can. Whereas this is more about how much weight can I shift? So what do I need to be able to do to move that weight, and how much can I do it for how many reps? And being able to get yourself up to what looks like around, for a peak force, basically not necessarily a 1 rep max, but the ability to exert force for about 5 seconds for a few times is going to be averaging out around sort of 20 to 25 kilos. So that being 10 kilos, I should be able to move 20 to 25 at least once or twice for the duration of a few seconds. That seems to be what that research is telling us, which is decent. Now, it's not exactly the same, right? Because this is a bit of a different test or a different exercise than exactly what the test was. So don't get too disheartened if maybe you can't hit those exact numbers doing this, because it's not quite the same thing, but just giving us a bit of a ballpark. So how would this be useful? Then if you've had a lower back pain incident in the past, if you've got ongoing chronic lower back pain, and you've been cleared to do exercise, then this would be a nice exercise to start bringing in to develop your lower back strength. If you like this video, then please hit like below. Otherwise, to check out more of our content in the future, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking our logo over here. And to check out our latest video, click up here.